Let's do implicit differentiation. Please take that, please. Take that, please. Definition: implicit differentiation involves the differentiation of two. Implicit differentiation involves the differentiation of two variables simultaneously. Implicit differentiation involves the differentiation of two variables simultaneously. Full stop. Here, when x is differentiated, here, when x is differentiated, here, when x is differentiated, the concept remains the same. Here, when x is differentiated, the concept remains the same. Meanwhile, when y is differentiated, the y dx is added. Meanwhile, when y is differentiated, the y dx is added. All right. So let's take some examples, please. Sample problem. Find the y dx. Find the y dx given that all right. Let's start with something quite simple. Find the y dx given that you have this x squared y cubed plus 3x is equal to 4y squared minus 7. Find the y dx given that you have this. So look up, please. How many of us learned differentiation in secondary school? You learned differentiation in secondary school. Okay. How many of you learned implicit in secondary school? You learned implicit in secondary school. So when I said how many of you learned differentiation in secondary school, most persons raised their hand. We had a good number in your 20s, 27 persons there. When I said how many persons learned different implicit, you guys are not up to you're not even up to 5. That's the reason you're not up to 5. And I understand most persons don't teach this stuff because it's kind of funny. It's a very funny stuff. You have to be very all right, let me show you how this is done. So how do you solve questions involving implicit? It's quite simple, right? Quite very simple. Now here's the punchline there. Whenever you differentiate a term having an x, the same concept works. The method we use for implicit is most likely for questions like this. It's most likely your general method. All right, use the general method or your power method. What's the concept of power method? Multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. So watch this, please. So here's how to use implicit here. Now I'm going to be differentiating x and y simultaneously. All right, let's differentiate x and y simultaneously and see what we get. Now, what do I have? What here? X squared, right? All right. Please, using general method, differentiate x squared. What would you get there? You have 2x. Please follow me up, please. Differentiate x squared, you have 2x. Just multiply by the power, subtract 1. You have 2x. Now use this 2x. Don't forget that what you're differentiating is x or x squared, the x term. Differentiate x squared gives you 2x. Use this 2x to multiply the y. So 2x times y cubed gives you what there? 2xy cubed. That's it. Just hang on. So the concept is simple. Differentiate x. Whatever thing you have, if there's a y, use that thing to multiply the y term here, which is y cubed. So 2x times y cubed gives you 2xy cubed. I am done with x. Now come over to y. For this term, what's the sign before this term? What's the sign there? What is the sign? What is the sign before this term? This term is x squared y cubed. What is the sign before the term? Plus. Is it, or you can say this word there, a positive term, right? So be using plus. Now differentiate y. Using the same general method, right? If I differentiate y cubed, what should you get? 3y squared. Use the 3y squared term now to multiply x. That's the concept. So I differentiated x, use the term to multiply y. Then the sign here is plus. Now differentiate y, use that y answer to multiply x. So the question now becomes, if I have 3y squared times x squared, multiply this and this, what do you get there? 3. You write the x before the y. You don't say 3y squared x squared. No. It's the x term before the y term. So it becomes what there? 3x squared y squared. I said if you differentiate x, nothing changes. The same concept. But to get this value here, I had to differentiate y, or perhaps y cubed. And I said whenever you differentiate y, what do you do there? Add dy dx. So that's the concept. Just hang on. Let's come to this one. So we are done with this term. We've done x and y. It's gone. What's the sign here? So I have plus here. I have what here? 3x. Please differentiate 3x. What's your value? It gives you 3. We said last week that if you differentiate the term that has what there? A number, and that term gives you what there? That number. So if I differentiate 3x, it gives you what there? 3. Please, do I add the y dx here? No. Why? Because it's not a y term. You only add y when you're differentiating a y term. So I'm done with this, man. Differentiate 3x, it gives you 3. We are done with this. So I'm having equal to, I am differentiating a y term. Leave the number for now. Focus on the alphabet. Differentiate y squared. What do you have there? 2y. Use this to multiply the number here. 2y times 4 gives you what there? 8y. Add what there? dy dx. All right. So I'm having dy dx. Of course, negative term here. Differentiate constant. What do you have there? 0. So that's how you do implicit, right? Differentiate this one, use to multiply this one. This one, use to multiply this one. Then if there's a dy dx term, if you're differentiating a y term, add dy dx. I will solve a second example. For now, just observe. Now, when we're done with this, what next? Your next task is to move all the terms having dy dx. Move them to your left-hand side. That's it. Move all the terms having dy dx to your left-hand side. The ones that don't have dy dx, move them to your right-hand side of the equation. That's all. This man does not have dy dx. It's going to move over here. I'll retain this one here, having dy dx. So I'm having 3x squared, y squared, dy dx. This one has dy dx. I'm going to move this one over here. This is positive. Moves over, becomes what there? Negative. So I'm having minus 8y into what there? dy dx. So I am done with my 2 dy dx terms. This one here and this one here. Move all the terms not containing dy dx. Move them over to the right hand side. So this becomes equal to, first things first, move this man here to right hand side. This comes over here, becomes what there? Minus 2xy cubed. This one here, positive, comes over here, becomes what there? Minus 3. So I have this. What next? Next task, we want to make dy dx stand alone. So you're going to be factorizing dy dx. By factorizing, I mean bring out dy dx. Please watch this. You're having this attached to dy dx. If I take out dy dx here, what do you have here? 3x squared y squared. So you have 3x squared y squared. The sign here is negative. Take out dy dx here. What do you have here? 8y. It's equal to, what do you have here? Minus 2xy cubed minus 3. All right. Please, if I want to make dy dx stand alone, what do I do? Divide both sides. Right. So dividing, we'll be having dy dx dy dx into 3x squared y squared minus 8y, it's equal to minus 2x y cubed minus 3. So divide here by this man here, 3x squared y squared minus 8y divided by 3x squared y squared minus 8y. From here, this will cancel this. So what do we have there? We have that dy dx is equal to minus 2xy cubed minus 3 all over 3x squared y squared minus, that's your answer. That's all. Right? That's your answer, please. So that's all basically.
To get the complete video, simply join the First Year Students channel membership or get the Calculus Made Easy course from my website. Simply visit www.jonahemmanuel.com/courses to get started. Both links in video description. To get the complete video, simply join the First Year Students channel membership or get the Calculus Made Easy course from my website. Simply visit www.jonahemmanuel.com/courses to get started. Both links in video description. To get the complete video, simply join the First Year Students channel membership or get the Calculus Made Easy course from my website. Simply visit www.jonahemmanuel.com/courses to get started. Both links in video description.